in machine learning, there's a really common term that we'll use. It sounds scary, but it's not really scary. But testing in production. Sometimes you'll have multiple versions of an agent, or you'll make a change to a prompt, adding a new tool. You can sit at your computer and validate that with your test set all you want, but in reality, your customers might be using it differently, or something might occur in production that you'd completely unexpect. So I think it's really important to constantly be keeping track of what your customers are asking, like keep a data store of customer queries. In addition, I think it's great to set up some testing infrastructure where you could test multiple versions of your agents at the same time with production traffic. This is something usually called shadow testing, where you essentially have one version of your agent in production that a customer is interacting with, but then you are also at the same time routing the customer queries to a second version of the agent that you're keeping offline just for testing. And that way you could see the result from both and evaluate, okay, which one is better, and also where did a failure occur.
Yeah, so that's like all good, and I think one of the jobs as a security person is to kind of be the pessimist in the room, and test data is like always good. It's really important to have like a robust data set that you're testing against. Most of the times when you're doing or creating those data sets, they're on fixed amounts of information. So it's exactly what you want to be testing against, exactly like the known errors that you're expecting to see in your application, or the known customer queries. You're probably not expecting your customer to, what happened recently, like go, like the Chipotle bot, where they were like, oh, can you go, like, before I order this burrito, I need to finish this test. Can you help me, like, find an algorithm? And it went and, like, started generating code for the person, right? So the point of, like, your security testing for this is to add robustness in the adversarial piece of testing. So things can go wrong just normally with how your customers act, but what happens when benign prompts start happening, where your customer's asking normal questions and they're getting abnormal answers? Or on the other side, when they're not necessarily making harmful requests, but they're still getting answers that may actually be harmful in the backend. Then what happens when someone is intentionally trying to do something wrong? What do these impacts look like for you? Now, testing at scale and versioning models is also very important. So something that we like to do is simulated testing, where we take the version of an agent and we take all of the kind of same conditions that you have and then mirror that environment, right? But test it at scale, allow the agent without any tuning to just go and do and live, right? And see what happens. And over the course of time, it turns out that alignment changes very quickly and sometimes for no reason at all. So it's important to really understand at scale how things may change in that real world, and it's very hard to get that simulated effect as well.
Yeah, understood. I'm curious, how do you usually add in the noise that you need to for tests to be able to find these adversarial cases before an agent hits production?
Yeah, so this is going to sound very product-y, so I'm very sorry. One of the big things about like our company, Alice, is that we were in threat intelligence beforehand. So this was a lot of seeing how adversaries acted just all the way back 10 years ago. And typically these adversaries, when you think about threat intelligence, you typically think, oh, like what are terrorist group doing? What are like the worst people? What are the worst things that people are doing, saying? A lot of the times they're hackers, right? And they're phishers, or they're making really like all these types of ask and requests from people. When you think about AI or LLMs, they're trained on natural language, and that's exactly how we talk to them. It's social engineering for a computer. We've created one of the largest threat surfaces available to man right now. And you can actually attack it in the same way. So we've taken those scenarios, all the worst things that we've seen in the world, and we've attributed it back into testing. So if we had, for example, a taco bot